Hello guys, let us speak. Let us make a clarification about Vivek Ramaswamy's and Coulter's conversation. At first, in the beginning, Ramaswamy introduced her and she made a statement that I would not have voted for you.
I too am a fan of yours, so I'm going to make a point of disagreeing with you so that it will be fun. You are so bright and articulate, and I guess I can call you articulate since you're not an American black. Can't say that about them. That's derogatory. And that was a great opening segment. Lots of things to talk about there. Oh, and I agreed with many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you. Because you're an Indian. We'll get back to that.
So that is the whole conversation which was taken out and was discussed a lot across social media. To make it clear that this was not just a conversation of different policy, it was just a conversation more of a moral side. That this is not just upon any other aspect of policies or laws or rules. It was also about some cultural aspect that both of them differ. Usually these kind of topics are not being discussed. People who tend to do podcast or conversations do not do conversation upon these touchy subjects like their deepest morals, which are not agreeable to each other. But Vivi has taken the chance.
Is on that axis of citizenship, what does ethnicity have to do with the matter? And I think you would be well served, and maybe this could be a great platform for you to do it, to make the case for why that, what you put at WASP basis for the American identity, how is that relevant against a backdrop of which you got the WASP seventh generation descendant of some rich guy on the Upper East Side in Brooklyn that pretends to hate this country because it's the cool thing to do, versus somebody who came here as the kid of immigrants, but pledges loyalty to this country. If loyalty was the axis for citizenship, aren't you actually committing a bit of a sin, reverting back to a conception of citizenship that has nothing to do with loyalty in the first place?
And also as being part of that. And what had happened was that while the question was given, while she was given the statement, he was not responding. That was the main thing which was pointed out by many of the social media influencers. And I found that that's not a big deal, because he then has given he further asked for her to clarify what was the reason which you think to be not loyal enough as an American who is of a child of an immigrant and who is born there, or any other situation which does questions his loyalty to be an American.
The fact that ambassadors' kids born in the United States are not citizens is actually an overlooked fact. The kid of an ambassador from Mexico does not enjoy birthright citizenship, neither does somebody who's in this country illegally.
Yes.
Birthright citizenship either, right? So that's actually a quite important logical chain. But I go back to, forget even because you get to this constitutional, legalistic, and I like that stuff, but we'll just put that to one side for a second. But the essence of American identity, I think there's a part of you that believes, I think you basically said so, that part of that identity is tied to a certain Anglo-Saxon heritage of this country, and that you're more American if you vested into that over the course of generations that are descended from that, rather than somebody who came here with a civic commitment to the country, went through the naturalization process, and then their kids, in some real sense of the word, and the reason I respect you is that you actually have the, so to speak, the stones to be able to say it, is that you think that there's a difference in the status of the Americanness of that person. And that's where I think I disagree with you, but I want to give you the opportunity to air the case for that strand of national identity that I think we ought to just smoke out and be able to have a discussion about.
She very clearly said that it's a little more safety guarantee. It's a little more, it might be a different word, but it's a little more safety guarantee, which the president has to be more loyal somewhat than a normal citizen. So it is a moral set of ideals that she holds.
That lots of our very best immigrants just do not understand the Second Amendment. They do not get the First Amendment, and you take polls of them, should you have a right to bear arms? Should hate speech be banned? And it's noticeable that large percentages of immigrants and children of immigrants really don't get that. And I think that is the point of having natural born citizen only for president, that this is a really delicate thing we have, this freedom to bear arms and there being no such thing as hate speech, and it's just an additional little safeguard.
So that was her take on that. Moral issues that are not written out, that are inside, ingrained in a mind, but we cannot touch it in a easy manner. Often people, they do not find it easy to express, or even they do not find it so much to pinpoint that, because their mind does not have that interest in a particular person, but they do not feel what was the reason, unless people who have the courage to make themselves wounded in that conversation and to get these things out for the betterment of the society, which do have certain set of morals which both of the segments do not come to speak out, are spoken out now. So that's the bigger aspect of this conversation, and I find people would understand what was the conversation for. Thank you.